first of all, I want people to understand I am completely them if they're hesitant. This was not for me. Jill didn't do this stuff. This was, Carol, I call it foofy. I don't like foofy. I don't like touchy-feely, breathing. I don't like that. I'm very independent. I'm go, go, go. So I was like, I don't know about this. And, because I decided I'm an all or nothing girl, I decided to do this full year. It's not inexpensive. I wouldn't say it's expensive because I think everything's relative. If you get something out of it, then it's affordable. And to me, I'm getting so much out of it. But it was, in terms of the actual check, it was a good amount, and I had to figure it out. I had to find it.
Are you happy with your life? Do you want something more? Do you feel you're missing something?
Yeah. Beautiful. And I'll just add to that, and I'll say that all our answers come from when we quiet our mind and we listen to our divine inspiration instead of listening to the noise. The answer is always there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, a couple things. One is, when you want to be productive and you want to have the best life, you've got to consider that it's not all about task management. There is that health layer. If you don't feel healthy, you'll be like a gerbil in a wheel. You'll never get anywhere. So the way you break down the productivity success cake helps focus on those layers so you can build up to being successful in what you want to do.
I would suggest to people that, first of all, if you have a spouse or a best friend, that you talk to them about it and really kind of have your conversation and allow them to have their thoughts. So my spouse was like, I don't get it, but I'll support you. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next thing is that you need to have a conversation with yourself, which is always weird because people say that's foofy, Jill, but I do talk to myself, and it was am I ready? And I really needed to make sure I was ready to commit to myself. Mm-hmm. And that's you're not committing to your kids, your spouse, your work, you're committing to yourself. And we don't do that as a world, especially women. So are you ready to commit to yourself? And when the answer to that is yes, then you have to ask yourself, are you prepared to do the work? Mm-hmm. Because if you think you just show up and magic happens, you're wrong. This is work. And it's good work, but it's work. You don't give us the answers. You give us the roadmap to get to the answers, or the cake map in this case. But you help us to get to our answer, but you're not handing it to us. And I think people need to know that they have to be prepared to do that work and to step up and be involved and to participate. Because if you're a business person and you join a membership group, if you don't participate, you don't get anything out of it, and then you blame the group, right? Correct. That same thing will happen here. So, yeah. And then my last thing is, you've had your conversations, that you're ready to commit to yourself, that you're prepared to do the work. What I say is then, Nike said it best, but just do it.
Just
don't keep thinking about it. Just pull the Band-Aid off and do it, because the work can't start until you do. And once you do, I don't get paid to say any of this. I don't get money off, but I swear the most hesitant, skeptical person is right here on this video, and it's transformed me. I'm amazed.
I would say, if you want to get out of your own way, join this group, because it's helped me get out of my own way, get out of my own head, get your advice, first of all, which is priceless, and then get the other members of this community, of this tribe, their advice and their support. Because without you, without them, without this success cake, I wouldn't have doubled my revenue. I wouldn't have created this community where people are coming to me, right, effortlessly. And I wouldn't have changed the way that I am and the way that people see me. I would still be and that's not fun.
being afraid of being judged. You said earlier, before we started recording, that you now have permission to be yourself.
That's it. Yes. Thank you for that reminder. I do have permission to be myself, and I am fully myself. And
that's beautiful.
That's the game changer.
I think the easiest question is, why not? We have to decide, what do we want our futures to look like? How do we want to live in this life? And do we want to do it authentically, and with a willingness, or to really decide how we want to show up every day. If not now, when, or if not you, who, kind of a couple of different questions. It's like, why not just dive in? It's not a huge financial investment, but it could literally change so many different directions of your life. And it starts with taking care of you first.
So first of all, do you want to be more productive? That's the one category. That probably puts most of us in saying yes. So as we go down the funnel, and then I think have you tried to be productive before, and how has it served you? Have you been able to do it yourself? Some people in certain aspects and areas of their life are actually able to progress, and if they have said yes, I've tried things but they haven't stuck, or I've tried things and they haven't worked, then I would be like, okay, listen in a little bit closer now. You're coming down the funnel here. And then at the end of the funnel, obviously you land on the productivity success page, of course. But as you continue to go down, well, do you feel like if you had more inspiration, drive, less fear and guilt, and were supported, would that be something that you're interested in? And then hopefully at that point you're like, yes.